It is not over until you are dead. Right off the bat, depending on how that sounds to you right now, if that is filling you with dread and gloom because you're picturing your life getting harder and harder, that doesn't sound peaceful to you. It doesn't sound like I am helping you right now, telling you that, oh, you're going to be in the game. You're going to be in the rat race. You are going to be fighting for your life until your very last breath. This is not meant to stress you out. I'm not trying to burden you even more, trying to remind you even more of how much further you need to go to make it, to have everything that you want out of this world. I say death is the ultimate freedom because for any believer and for any Christian, that is not something to worry about, to think about. It is not only beyond our control, but for a Christian, death is actually the beginning. I've heard of this philosophy, this worldview, that this life that you and I are experiencing right now is actually practice. If not practice, maybe it's even purification of all the toxicity, of all the sin, of all the evil. This reality enables you and I to do to each other, to nearly anything that we choose to. Possibly that life itself is this great filtration process. You, for as long as you are going to be alive, you go through some kind of learning experience to teach you how to be the very best version of yourself. So that when you do get up there to the pearly gates, you're ready to kind of match the vibe of how impeccable, perfect, and pristine heaven really is. I'm not trying to take it there though. I'm not trying to go down this avenue tonight. I want to keep it right here in the mortal realm because accepting it's out of your control how it's all really going to end for you is actually more liberating than you may initially believe. Perhaps you know where I'm already headed, just for this next point at least, because the liberation then has to it has to come from letting go. That it's okay. You are in the exact situation you find your life to be in, and that because you are in control, that there are steps, there are things that you are able to do to take yourself out of this situation. It's not, I don't want to fool you. So, what I mean by that is, I don't want there to be any kind of misunderstanding. I'm not saying just just the practical acceptance of how hard your life really is. And okay, it's well within my control. It's all up to my responsibility to do something about this. And the fact that you do start doing stuff, and then that's it. You're going to be successful. You're good. You're going to have everything that you want. I want to try to take reward out of this. I want to try to remove positive outcome. If it were just simply a life that you would continue to live and that you are just going to continue to do, brother, I ask you, how would you do it? Are you positive that you would live it exactly as you are right now? If your answer is no, that does beg the question for the next 24 hours. If you could just confine it to a single day, what would that really look like for you? Self improvement or this idea of chasing success of building your dream life, of achieving financial freedom, what is fast becoming the holy grail for any 21st century man. All of this, it's going to require you to do so much. And thinking about all of that at once, I don't know about you, bro, but for me, it really kind of just paralyzes me. It really makes me not want to do any of it. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to deal with people, let alone live my best life. But when you keep it, something about just keeping it right here in the present moment, just this 24-hour experience where I'm going to try. Trying doesn't even mean that you get anything done. That's worst case scenario, though. I believe you are far more capable than you think you are. But when you wake up for a given day, and you might have that to-do list all planned out, which is a wonderful thing to do. I'm a little bit more spontaneous. I enjoy flexibility to a fault. It definitely hurts me more than it helps me at times, but that's just how I lean naturally. So to have it all pre-planned, all the hours are blocked out, and you got it. You wake up, you have it. I'm really what a list of action items here, and I'm trying to hit all of them. See, even trying is an exceedingly better day than giving up right out the gate. So many of us are in ruts. We're experiencing really difficult times of our lives, really intense depression, just really difficult phases of life, the never-ending chapter of difficulty, of just not being able to rise to the occasion. It just feels like you're always losing. You're always, just barely getting by, in life. When you live out yet another day like this, for that to look like, for you to personally transform that into your best day, how do you do that? How do you do that in the same exact environment that you've become so accustomed to, that is continuing to give you so much pain? Pain can be quite the incentive, though. Depending on how you're going to reshape pain, there's this very intentional utility to the suffering that you're getting in your own unique way. What are your problems in life? What is the big one for you? I will pivot real quick. It'll make this easier. For you, not for me, where I put the spotlight on me, and it's just, so laziness, that's a big one, right? That I've dealt with all my life. Procrastination is a huge one. I've been getting a lot better, but that one took so much time. Fear, doubt, insecurity, anxiety. I mean, right? The list is never ending. It goes on and on and on. Basically all these reasons for you to wake up on that day. We're just keeping it to just one day of your life. And you have this massive, there's the to-do list, but then there is this massive list next to it. And it's so crazy to me when you and I mean, just people in general, we wake up and we think about that one first. We see it, we know it, and we live by it. We follow it like they're rules. And when you do that and you do this continually, well, then the rules become rulers of your life. That list right there, all these reasons, all these excuses, these valid justifications for you not to try, for you not to make a conscious effort. I want to get so microscopic with this because what is that? What is that for a human mind? That can be 5 seconds. It gets down to like a few seconds. Like, do I want to do this right now? Maybe. I know I should. Okay. I'm gonna. No, I'm not. I mean, was that effort? Wasn't that technically trying? You know what I'm saying? Was that even 5 seconds? Half an hour? Pushing it up, hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, getting super elite here now, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm not talking about work. I'm talking about your life. The moment when you make your own life your greatest work. It's so hard because you wake up and you are just, I'm resuming all the problems I had when I fell asleep. Yes, true. But at the same time, you are also resuming a renewed opportunity to do something about these problems. To wake up to a whole nother day is to receive a gift of 24 hours. Just this neat, very modest, quaint box. And in it is the potential of one day for you. Your assignment, or maybe the challenge, so to speak, is what you would do with that time. You can do anything with that time. And that's why I completely understand. I mean, it's honestly quite rational for a man to conclude, okay, if you know, if I am telling you, Kumo's telling me to just focus on one day and to live my best life, well, then I'm going to do all my favorite things. I'm literally going to do exactly that. I'm going to enjoy the freaking crap out of today. And possibly when you do that one too many times, enjoying life as much as you possibly can to just purely maximize how satisfying it is, just the joy of it, the pleasure of it. How quickly does that turn into a nightmare and makes your life become something that you never meant for it to be? And all this regret, all this misery, all this resentment begins to build because chasing all that pleasure every single day has you, reaching this state of mind, this state of your life where nothing is enjoyable anymore. I try and I think about crafting a perfect day for a modern man. Truly, really, what is that though? You wake up and you don't have a job because you don't need to work. This is a very, fantastical, imaginative scenario that I just want to kind of flesh out with you real quick and see, and just so we can see where this point goes. But there's no employment obligation. So just for that day, you can consider it a day off, but I'm just taking it a step further and saying the day is his. It belongs to him. He doesn't need to work. Okay. Is, survival an issue? Is he in any kind of imminent danger of any sort the moment he opens his eyes? No. Shelter, room, roof, Wi-Fi. He's shielded from the elements. There's a pantry. There's a fridge. Both are full. In terms of resources, in terms of safety, okay, like all the basic necessities and all of his biological functions that will need to be met just for him to be pain-free and comfortable for the next 24 hours. All there. So then it's like, well, what would you do? And we'll assume some more things. He's alone. There's no family, there's no friends, there's no loved ones, there's no wifey, there's no kids, nothing like it's just him. And you can make him any age, but I guess for the sake of this example, any age past 18. Okay, all right, there it is. There it is, right there. So what? So what's his? So if that is the circumstances of his specific life situation, well, what is there to do for him? I mean, smoke a ton of that, Mary Jane, drink his face off. Maybe just game all day. I don't know, just watch whatever floats his boat. I mean, when you're talking about the internet, and he has it, he's got Wi-Fi. Okay, we'll give him a nice big screen. He's got a computer too. It's not even like a TV. No, we're not even going to confine the man. You know what I'm saying? Right? Don't want to torture the guy, right? To a smart TV or something like that. No, he's got a PC. He's got full-fledged, unrestricted access to the World Wide Web. So it's really whatever he wants. Okay, so it could be Netflix. It could be some other interesting material that I'm not going to mention because we're on YouTube. Yeah, just for that, just just to live like that all day. I want you to picture this as vividly as possible. I mean, maybe this hits a little bit home for you. Maybe, but I think for the majority of us, it's only certain parts. Okay, it's because it's just not practical. It's very difficult nowadays, especially nowadays. Okay, in the year 2025, things are getting absolutely insane. In the United States, I mean, but I'm going to digress right there. If that were your life, though, and you don't have that much money, I can't. Even though this is a fictional example, I can't give him unlimited money. So, oh yeah, and he's filthy rich too, because that just kind of blows it open. That kind of changes it makes it completely different. I want to purposely restrict him to just those parameters. Okay, like he's fed, he's not in danger, he's safe, he can do whatever he wants. So what does he do? I mean, doesn't that to me, it actually does sound pretty dreamy. It sounds very tempting, like alluring. Like wait, I would love that life. I wouldn't be so quick to make that decision though. Because if it's not one day, and if it's as many days as you want, a man gets to a certain point where he stops living. It just isn't really life anymore. I mean, this is just me. But perhaps, maybe we see eye to eye right here. Without any kind of strife, struggle, difficulty, problems, challenges. Maybe some of those problems and challenges being the ones that you are personally dealing with right now. Okay, so yes, feel free to use your own. Without them, it's exactly what I just said. I mean, that's how I really see this. And I'm not even saying that's a bad thing. If that's what you want. It's just the way you and I are built. The very beautiful, wondrous, and intricate design of all the capabilities that you have as a man, all the functions that you really do contain to think, to perceive, to do, to build, and to create, to ponder, to invent, to produce. Oh, it just keeps going. You are capable of all of these things. And when you get rid of comparison, how good is it compared to, like, oh, this is how I do it. But when you put it next to, if you completely get rid of all of that and it's just you enjoying your own capabilities to the best of your ability, and that is the investment of as much of yourself as possible. That's when you really pour all of yourself into it. And what I mean by that is just full focus. Maybe not even for that long. Maybe 2 to 4 hours a day, something like that. Let's put a cap. Let's put a cap on it right there. 4 hours a day. That's a good amount of time. You can get a lot done in 4 hours. Like for a clean, unbroken, just all the way through 4 hours in a row. You can be extremely productive in one day if you're focused, though. If you're able to kind of keep that intense concentration. I'm not there. Personally, I'm not there. I'm pretty crispy for 2. I can get up to 4, but then in hour 3 and 4, I'm kind of, I start getting a little restless. I'm like, I'm wavering now. Take a little break. Maybe I'll come back. You know what I mean? Where it's just, it's all for me. This got nothing to do with money. This has nothing to do with, I don't have a boss here. There's no ulterior motive. There's no, a sneaky objective. Ooh, I'm going to do this so I can have this. I'm going to do this. So it's just, these are my interests. I'm reading this because I want to learn more about this. I want to learn more about this because I want to be able to do this in life. I want to be able to do this in life because I think that would just be really dope. Brother, I want you to see, okay, a little bit more clearly now where I'm trying to take you. That is my own little personal definition of purpose at its core. And the only way for you to experience that is if you are willing to live it. It's very difficult for men nowadays to want to live that because it's become so tempting to do nothing. It's not in this perfect airtight example I created. It'd be so much easier, honestly. And it'd be way more tempting if that really was how it is. But for most men, it's not. It's like, yeah, sure. I got a place and yeah, I got Wi-Fi. And it's like, yeah, on my days off, yes, I can chill, put my feet up and do whatever I enjoy. But you know what I'm saying? You and I, we live in a society. So you got to pay for that. You got to upkeep it. And nowadays, it's very typical for that to be at least 40 hours. If you're clocking 40, clean 40, just Monday through Friday, 8 hours a day, and that's it. You get your evenings back and you get your weekends back. That is fast becoming like a blessing. It's getting crazy. It's getting so freaking crazy out there. Typical now is, maybe in between 50 and 70. And then 70 plus is hardcore, but not uncommon. Because it's not even really a choice. I need to keep my lights on. You know what I mean, man? I need to keep the water running. I would like to hydrate and shower. And pee and poop, I yes, I would like groceries that I enjoy. I like to, nourish and sustain myself, but at the same time with, food I really like. This is the stuff I love to eat. The bills, right? The insurance, the gas, the mortgage. This is just if you are by yourself. If you're not, your responsibilities grow exponentially. Okay? If she's in your life, and if she is, you're blessed. Best of luck and hold on to her. Fight for her. But at the same time, yeah, there's all that's taken into account as well. And then if both of you have, you know what I'm saying? You're both stable and you're both ready. And of course, most importantly, you both agree. Oh, then you got babies, right? popping up all over the place now. And then it's just the number, right? The numbers, they skyrocket. Worth it. That's what I always hear from, I mean, in my own personal experiences in life from parents. Worth it. Worth every penny. But how do you get there? How do you get there? I believe, brother, that's what you truly want in life. You have to start fighting right now. You have to start fighting right here in your present, in this 24-hour time frame. You need to cease to worry about anything else, because it's either over or it's not here yet. Either way, you're being pulled to different mental states that are doing one thing. They all have one thing in common, and that's stopping you from living right now. All your power is in the now. And then, for guys that they're wondering, wait, what the heck? My life is so unenjoyable. I hate it. This is awful. I don't want it to be like this at all. And yet, right there, though, in that moment, after having this thought, it's not like, oh, look, he's sitting there wasting his time with that realization. No, it needs to dawn on you first. The epiphany, it needs to happen in some way. It's usually in some sort of, isolated period of self-reflection. You're alone and it just kind of hits you. Holy crap. I don't enjoy any of this. And then to do nothing after that, that is asking from your reality, your daily experiences in life. You're asking for more pain and for more suffering. Isn't that so crazy? I want to relate this back to my little perfect example of the man who is responsibility free. He's worry free in his little home of whatever he wants to do. I don't know how long he's going to last. I'm not sure how long he's going to be able to really enjoy, love living like that every single day of his life. It'll just always be that, nothing more, nothing less. Because his life is devoid of challenge. There is nothing in him, in his existence, that's giving him the friction so that he can grow into something more. This reminds me of the 10,000 hours rule. And none of us want to hear that, especially the younger generations, millennials, Zoomers, alphas. We, what I'm saying? Like, if the short, if the TikTok, if the clip ain't that great, you out in 20, 30 seconds. So it's difficult for us to hear that. But it's so true, though. This 10,000 hours price tag. Would you just to even hit that in your lifetime for any one thing is quite the achievement. But I want to specifically note striving for it, though. Striving for 10,000 hours. The only way, I believe, the only way you'd be able to get to that gargantuan of a number for experience in one thing, in one skill, one endeavor, one way of life, to hit that 10,000, you're going to have to master your initial 24. That's the only way. That's great news, though, bro. That just means you need to take the time to simply curate a day that is going to help you and not hurt you. It's just going to help you move forward. And you don't need to, you really, not yet, at least. I have a mentor that taught me success loves speed. Okay. But before you can get fast, you have to get really grounded. You have to ensure that everything you set out to do is actually completed. Succeed or fail. But it's the fact that you were there and you tried. You were in it. You were in that attempt. Whatever it may be. Okay? I need to read this book. When was the last time you even read a book? Okay, how about I try and hit chapter 1? And chapter 1 got hit before you go back to bed. For the next day, I mean, before the day ends. I really, my heart's killing me. Okay, definitely. What, uh, debatably, the most important organ in the human body, and you went for that run. You freaking mad lad. You did it. You went for that run. You fit it in. Okay, maybe a little bit easier on a day off. I mean, they're not really days off. Just days you get to do other things that are not all right that you're not able to do when you're on the job. But even maybe you do work, and you go for that run after work. This is, excuse me, this is to get radically serious with your own life. That you are implementing just the effort, the attempt in your daily experiences. That trying becomes a part of your life. Okay? You, in all of your current brokenness, because we all are a little bit in our own way, but you with all of yours, all of your problems, all of your issues, all of your difficulties, the attention span, the work ethic, zero discipline. I'm so lazy. None of it really matters. For as long as you are able to just simply buckle down for anything, for just one thing, pick anything, pick one thing. I have no idea. Then that's your one thing. Having no idea is literally, that is the objective. You would sit down 5, 10, 15, 20, feeling ambitious. We getting up to 30, 45 minutes where you're just going to write out. You're just going to really kind of talk to yourself and just see, where am I at in life and what do I want? Where am I trying to go? Is this it? Is this right here? This is the goal. What is it going to take? What is it going to take for me to get closer to this? That's going to give you plenty of action items. That's going to give you plenty of steps to attempt. It's just taking the first one. It is just simply taking the first one. My life is like this. I don't want it to be like this. Financial freedom, that's one of the biggest ones for all of us. So it's like, financial freedom. Okay, well, there's 1,000,001 ways to become financially free. Which one are you gonna go for? All right, this causes you to begin asking deeper questions, to introspect deeper. Like, what kind of person am I? Who am I? What am I like? What am I cool with? What am I willing to tolerate? What do I love? What do I hate? It is not nearly as overwhelming, this whole process of self-improvement, to go out and be better and do better, have better. It all comes back down to just today. And I guarantee you'll sleep better. Today will be so much more satisfying. It'll be such a better day for you. And if you really are at ground zero, and what I mean by ground zero is you're really starting from scratch. You really have no idea for anything. All you do know is you don't want any more of this. You don't want any more of this. No. You're done. You're good with this. You've been here. You've been here for years. It's been a long time. I know exactly how you feel, bro, because that's how I started. That's exactly how I started. It was just years and years and years of the same exact thing. It was like, it got to a certain point where it's just, I'm doing it. I'm doing it because it's automatic. Because I'm on autopilot. I don't have to think about this. I know it so well. It just happens. I just do it. Things that are awful for me, harmful to me, terrible for me, they make me feel like crap. Like literally making me feel subhuman, less of a man. Giving me these awful feelings of just, I don't even want to be here anymore. They really pull you into these dark, dark places of madness, of despair. The answer is in your own hands. It always has been, because you can. There's nothing stopping you. Nothing ever changed the fact that you were always ready to take that next step. You can take it at any moment. I want you to see the power in that when you would just focus on today. Just today, just these 24 hours. This is how great you really are. And this is how that is the beginning of truly your greatest chapter in life. The start of a whole new adventure. It's really epic. I'm not being dramatic. I actually think I'm being very realistic. Things are about to change like crazy for you. And the reason why is because you're breaking the pattern. You're not supposed to do something about it. That's how we all get so stuck. That's how life gets so miserable. Even for the guy who doesn't have to worry about anything. I think that he'll actually be quite worried. It's very paradoxical. I mean, but this is just me. You know, I can relate. Truly, you got to trust me on that one. I can relate to any man who would hear of the example I painted earlier, you know, of this carefree fellow, all right, that doesn't have to do anything but just stay home and do whatever he wants. All right, just the only caveat here is he doesn't have much money. Okay, but then again, does he need it? You know, free food, right? You know what I'm saying? No job, everything's taken care of. He can just live there for forever. For a lot of guys, that sounds like paradise, but that kind of paradise is disguised almost as hell. I think it really does become hell. And not because, not because the internet or, video games or like, what else would he do? Watching stuff on the internet, like having food in his fridge and pinch. No, that's not what it is. It's hell because of what you and I are designed for, I believe. And we are designed to explore ourselves so that we can grow into an immeasurable achievement of some kind, of whatever you're meant for. And it's immeasurable because it's just not possible to predict it in the now. It can only be experienced in the future of when you finally get there because you took the time to take yourself there. Day in and day out, you continue to wake up to a life where you try. That's what it comes down to. I know how simple I'm making this sound. I'll end on this. I'm going to wrap up tonight's episode just like this. Because you might very well be doing it in poverty. You're going to be doing it with mental ailments. You're going to be doing it with physical disability. You're going to be doing it alone. You're going to be doing it working 2 jobs. You're already so tired. You're going to be doing it, paying child support. You're going to be doing it, taking care of an elderly parent, guardian, grandparents, all sorts of crazy life situations. That's your challenge. And I mean, I have my own life. It's probably really different from yours. So I couldn't begin to imagine what it would be like tackling your problems. But I just want to know, no matter how great your problems are, they will never be greater than your ability to try. You wake up and you make that attempt. You don't go quietly. You don't let it slip. You don't forfeit that opportunity. And the opportunity is daily. It's simple. It's once, and it's that little gift box right there. It's just another 24 hours. Do with this what you will. And when you get into that habit of using all of it, a little bit of it, half of it, whatever you can, because whatever you can is enough, because whatever you can is the best of you. You do that. You do that. You give as much as you can. You pour as much of yourself into that 24 hours right there. And you get into the habit of just a little bit every single day. 5 minutes is all I can muster right now. And it's 5 minutes every single day. and you grow into 10 minutes every single day, and that grows into half an hour every single day, and that grows into an hour every single day, and you grow and you grow and you grow, and that's where things get really magical. That's where you really do get better. That's where you really do become this ultimate version of you. You get closer and closer and closer to your final form. It's just my, little nickname for the the activation of all the potential you have in you to be as awesome as possible, to make your life as great as possible. Your final form will require you to go and grow through all your previous forms. And maybe base form is you as you are right now. You know what that is? You are primed and you are perfect to begin growing. And you will. You will. Don't doubt that. If you try at least a little bit every single day, you will grow, man. And you're looking for another fellow on the internet that's doing the same, then by all means, you come right back here. You check out my podcast. I'll help you as best I can with, whatever discussions, conversations, and deep dives that I do here at the Pillars of Man podcast. My main topics are God, anime, bodybuilding, philosophy, movies, all aimed at the scope of helping any man become his best self. I thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here, bro. And remember, the intent is everything. If you're making it, you're in a great place. Hope to see you real soon for my next episode. You want to know exactly when that goes up? Hit that subscribe button for me. But until then, take it easy. Take good care of yourself. And I love you so much.